product placement in a film putrefies the environment. It's so absurd, but it's happening more and more.
You know, Preeti, मुझे तुम्हारी नेचर बहुत पसंद है
और मुझे तुम्हारी हर चीज पसंद है. पास्ता खाओगे?
Oh, yes, of course. Pass.
Bullshit. That's how I feel.
Over the course of watching many films, of course, over a period of time, you come to the conclusion of artists who are objectively talented and the ones that just don't have it. For every 90s kid watching this video, I mean, majority of the demographic on this channel are millennials. You know, all of us have been privy to the evolution of Hindi cinema. We, from the early to the late 2000s, experienced a wide variety of commercial Hindi cinema. You know, this was the landscape where actors like Hrithik Roshan and Shahid Kapoor would get launched at the same time actors like Uday Chopra and Fardeen Khan were also actively working. It gives you an idea of just the range of the quality of performances that we would see over the years. Where I had a love and hate relationship for Hindi cinema as I have grown up, it also in this phase of consuming content made me fall in love with some actors purely for either their craft or their growth as artists. What happens, however, in the journey of artistic choices is that some of the most talented individuals also sign on the dotted line of projects that are abominations in the name of cinema. Taking a look at some of the performances that shocked absolutely everyone of how bad they were, especially in context to their talent, here is Tried&Refused Productions with When Good Bollywood Actors Overacted in Horrible Movies. BHAIAJI super hit. I don't know about all of you, but because of the amount of films that I saw when I grew up, I just wanted two things: to dance like Shahid Kapoor or Hrithik Roshan, and once in my life meet my childhood crush, Preeti Zinta. I remember seeing her for the first time in Dil Se and absolutely falling in love with her natural ability in front of camera. Her effortless charm and such infectious energy blew me away. As I completely became a simp for all her films, it was also beautiful to see her growth as an artist. I believe the early 2000s in the commercial landscape was actually ruled by Preeti, with beautiful performances in films like Dil Chahta Hai, Kal Ho Na Ho, Veer Zara and Salam Namaste. Sadly, as the 2010s kicked in, we got to see less and less of the actor, quite contrary to her peer Kareena Kapoor, who has sustained her relevancy with active work in the film industry. When out of nowhere it was announced that Preeti is going to feature in a film after her cameo and happy ending after close to 4 years, I was intrigued. But my god, was it cringeworthy in every way. Playing the role of a loud, obnoxious and emotional Sapna Dubey, Preeti sported a heavy accent and an over-the-top pitch in a terribly unfunny film called BHAIAJI Super Hit.
Malika ji, my name is Sapna Dubey and nobody leaves Sapna Dubey and that too phone pe. Are unki to main.
It's sad to see one of my favorite actors and the trajectory of her career, but I hope for some kind of inventiveness in the future. Maybe a stint on the OTT platform for the actor. MELA. There are some actors that you can never equate to not giving their 100% to the role. Aamir Khan falls in that category. As the grapevine suggests in the industry, there is only one person in the position that he is in who is very meticulous with the script choices and the details when it comes to his performances. While of course there are many duds that can be pointed out in Aamir's career, one being Tum Mere Ho, hilariously covered by Kanan and Biswa, I forgot the debacle that was MELA and how truly horrendous was Aamir Khan's performance.
What padana, man? You shucking me? Always shucking.
You know, in the analysis of films like MELA, the attention tends to get diverted to Twinkle Khanna or Faisal Khan. And my god, are their performances one for the all-time Razzies. But when I revisited the film for my daily dose of cringe, I was shocked at Aamir's hammy acting.
हाँ, गाना आता है? हाँ, और नाचना भी, ऐसे ढिंचक.
Him as Kishan Pyare, his attempt to be funny with his broken English, and his romantic scene shared with Twinkle Khanna will make your skin crawl on why the project was even greenlit. To see Aamir in this light is definitely a rarity. Who knew something could be worse than Tum Mere Ho or even the recent Thugs of Hindustan?
अब सर को जाएगा और थूकेगा.
क्या?
Jackpot. On the similar journey of seeing an actor like Aamir grow up, certain actors are also established in your memory as artists who can do no wrong. Growing up in Delhi and visiting Mumbai multiple times, my parents would force me to watch the theatre productions of the Motley Group. From plays like Waiting for Godot and the Kane Mutiny Court Martial, I was mesmerized by Nasruddin Shah as a performer. When I would see him in Bollywood films, I realized that theatre was his safe haven, a place where he could unabashedly be himself, and barring some exceptional work in Hindi cinema, he more or less cared about the paycheck, especially in the commercial space. If you want to see a man who has no care in the world of how you may dissect his performance, Nasruddin Shah as the antagonist in the 2013 film Jackpot is a prime example.
रास्ता कोई भी हो, उंगली मेरी होगी और तेरी.
Absolutely hammy acting as Shah sports long dreads and colorful beach shirts. This role and his appearance in Welcome Back only showcase one type of sound. Mrs. Serial Killer. You know, at one point of time, I was actually convinced that a project may make me see Jacqueline Fernandez and Shirish Kundar in a different light, one as an artist and the other as an impressive filmmaker. I remember how Mrs. Serial Killer's first look intrigued me, more or less to do with Ravi K. Chandran's cinematography. And when I saw the pile of poo that was this Netflix original, I wasn't fazed by the terrible storytelling or the terrible performance of Jacqueline, but was absolutely shocked at how animated and over-the-top Manoj Bajpayee was in this film. An actor who has done gems like Satya and Aligarh suddenly was just prancing around with no care in the world.
अभी रोमांस, थ्रिलर, ट्रेजेडी, कॉमेडी सब हो चुका. Okay. Time for some action.
A character that was supposed to be menacing just came across as downright bizarre. This is one venture which makes me come to the conclusion that actors like Bajpayee, Shah, Nawazuddin Siddiqui are clear about one thing, that they will always have an avenue to satisfy their creative juices, but will not budge in saying yes to commercial cinema that may allow them to develop wealth for security. More power to that kind of clarity. KHUSHI. This is a very contentious debate that I'm going to bring up, so hear me out. Kareena Kapoor, I believe, has the most polarizing reactions from the audience. While some believe she is extremely talented, others still believe that she overacts in films. I lie in the former category who believes that she is supremely talented. Examples like Omkara, Jab We Met, Chameli, Qurban, and even Urta Punjab make it clear of the range the actor possesses. But what cannot be denied is that she has had a monumental growth as a performer. If you actually look back at some of her initial performances, you will actually marvel at the level of maturity and confidence she has acquired over the years. A film that stands out as something that will make your ears bleed and make you want to shut your laptops or change the channel is the 2003 film KHUSHI. In the process of channelizing Jyotika's energy from the original, Kareena just went way overboard.
पहली मुलाकात में हाय हेलो करते हो, दूसरी मुलाकात में लव लेटर देते हो. हाँ? ये कैसा दिल है तुम्हारा? घटिया दिल.
From the cardboard-like chemistry between the two leads, the constant bickering at one another, and the screeching pitch, I think this will definitely go down as one of the worst cases of overacting in Hindi cinema. Sadak 2. The toxic debate around nepotism, insiders versus outsiders, and who really deserves a chance led to the much needed objectivity going out of the window. Alia Bhatt did bear the brunt of this onslaught on social media, labeling her the devil of her opinions on a surface level talk show, leading to also everyone casually forgetting about her amazing performances. Somehow the same people who were praising the actor for movies like Highway, Urta Punjab, and Dear Zindagi now labeled her as an incapable performer. I think from the women actively working in the film industry currently, Alia is one of the most talented actors we have, and while I have this opinion, I cannot emphasize further on how tough it was to see her perform in the debacle that was Sadak 2. A combination of horrible writing and an instructed pitch possibly that leads to Bhatt's performance being so nauseatingly loud. A dependable actor otherwise, it was quite shocking to see just how horrible this acting performance was. Love Story 2050. I remember in school watching 9XM and seeing the doppelganger of Hrithik Roshan dance on Milo Na Milo, slated to be the next big star. This man was Harman Baweja, starring opposite Priyanka Chopra in a sci-fi Bollywood film. The result was कि जिंदगी में कुछ गलतियां हो जाती हैं. एक बहुत बड़ी गलती I think was Love Story 2050. एक ऐसी फिल्म जिसका विजन था कि 2050 में फ्लाइंग कार्स होंगे और टॉकिंग रोबोट्स होंगे, लेकिन तब भी Xbox 360 खेल रहे होंगे लोग.
मैं जीत के थक गए. Come on, who's the next loser? Let's go.
Priyanka Chopra is so over the top in this film that you empathize with her, as she is known to commit 100% no matter how outlandish the film may turn out to be. If the wacky costumes weren't enough, the terrible performances just made this seem like a bad dream altogether. And that was your video, guys. Write down in the comments below of whether you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.